lovely Sagittarius, this is for you, March 2023. Covering love life, we're covering just general life, what's going on with you, channeled messages, what you need to be doing in your career, the whole bit really, just see what comes up. I am going to take, oh, hello, your cards have kind of plopped out. I'm going to take 2 cards which will give us an indication of what energy you're bringing in to the month, okay? So we're going to start with those. Ooh. That's nice. And this is for you if you're Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in Sagittarius, or cross-watching for a Sagittarius. It's all good. Right, let's use the other camera. So it's a general reading. Take what resonates and just leave what doesn't resonate, lovely Sagittarians. And also, if it really does resonate and it turns out to be your story, there will be an extended at the end, and that's always the first link in the description box. Ooh, okay, so we're starting out with the Magician. I don't know why, but this gives me a really good feeling for you. The Magician for me is often associated with the air signs of Gemini and Aquarius, so that might be a factor for you. But more importantly, and this has come up a lot in when I've done like mid-month readings or little like moon readings where I do a segment for Sagittarius, there's a lot about you coming into your own kind of power, coming into your own magic. And I feel like this has been missing. I feel like you've been held back, and I feel like you feel like you've been held back, and in some cases sort of repressed a little bit. And when we get the Magician card, there's a sense in which you can just open out and you can become more Sagittarian, you can feel more lucky, and basically you get more divine agency in what you're doing yourself, okay? I forgot to mention as well, we're doing a little pick a card reading at the end. We'll do 3 major arcana cards, 1, 2 and 3, and you get to choose one of those. Keep forgetting that. Okay. So you're at a crossroads with the Magician. You've got the sword, you've got the wand, you've got the cup, and you've got the pentacle. What you can do with this, if you want to, if you're like in a situation where you don't know what the best move forward is you can do a little kind of day meditation where you find yourself at the crossroads and you meet the Magician. And being a Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, you'll probably be really good at this. So there's no set formula to it. You can go there and find that there's in the meditation that there's something on the ground and you pick it up. You can go there and find that the Magician is doing some knitting, you know, and you get talking, or they're doing a magic spell, whatever it is. Just go with it and see what comes of it. That's for those of you that really feel like you're kind of stuck at a crossroads and you don't know what the answer is to something. On the other hand here with the Magician, there's very much the universe telling you that you can now manifest and be back in control of your life in a way that I think has been kind of trodden down over the last few months. And it feels like this can open up, but it also feels for some of you that there's a chance meeting with somebody kind of lucky coming in. And we'll have another look at that as well with some more cards, because we've got the 6 of Pentacles. And when you get the 6 of Pentacles, there is definite generosity. So the King here is giving these 6 Pentacles to the person, and it's receiving. This person is receiving them. There's giving, there's receiving. With the Magician, there's giving and receiving of magic. For some of you, there may be somebody like a guru or a very wise person who just comes into your life for some reason. I can't work out why, and I can't work out what the connection is. And it could be somebody that you find, you know, on the internet, or even like reading a book. You know, they maybe have been dead 200 years or something, but the wisdom of what this person has to offer is coming through to you in a way that gives you back agency over your own life that you may have lost. Ooh, loving this. Okay. Let's take a couple more cards for you. I've been getting a very kind of mystical reading for you for quite some time. And every Sagittarius I know has a very strong mystical belief and power, you know, within them. And also has the need, I think, to be a part of, and certainly probably not an organised religion, but a part of some kind of mode of thinking. Oh. Okay, we get the World for you and we get the Five of Wands. There is a feeling with the World card. And again, I'll tell you what I'm noticing here, and this is quite strange. When you get the Magician, can you see on the rock, we've got the sword, we've got the wand, we've got the cup, we've got that pentacle. And then when you've got this World card, you've got, again, the sword, the wand, the cup, the pentacle. And this time we've got Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself. In my end is my beginning, and a representation of the masculine and feminine energies brought together. There is something here about you creating something and giving it to others. So this might be a course that you do, or even like a spell that you create, or some kind of healing that you do. It could be that you have a YouTube channel or a vlog or something where you're giving to others the remedy. And in turn, what happens is the universe gives you the remedy to help you break free of a certain situation that you're in at the moment. Can you see here with the Five of Wands, we've got somebody who is trying to beat off these, well, it's Jason from Jason and the Argonauts, trying to beat off the dragon, okay? Trying to make this dragon, you know, he's got all of his wands of fire, like woo, and you just get the feeling with the Five of Wands that it just keeps coming back. Five of Wands is a disruptor card because it's a 5, and it's more a sense in which something is a bit irritating. You know, it can be like red tape or rules or someone holding you back. This seems quite petty. And Sagittarians, ruled by Jupiter, which is a planet of expansion, always got your eye on the bigger picture. You are not really the petty type. You know, you're kind of the opposite of petty. And I don't know what the opposite of petty is, but that's what you are. We just get rid of that sunshine a minute. Whew. Okay. So when you get dragged into the petty, let's say, for example, as a Sagittarius, that you have a boss that is hell-bent on micromanaging you and making sure that you're signing off some boring spreadsheet or whatever it is. And you know that there's kind of no need for it and no use for it, but they insist on it because they are a job's worth and a rules person. What happens then is your creativity goes one of two ways. Either you get fed up with it and you kind of stop creating, or you kick against it and you create something out of a sense of anger, which usually has a lot of fire behind it. I feel like this is the situation that you're in. And what's happening now, and maybe because, you know, on the 20th of March, we move into Aries season, which is a fellow fire sign for you. Towards the 20th of April, when we have a solar eclipse as well, it feels like you're acquiring the necessary rocket fuel to really expand something and to also have the conviction that it's going to work. It's a strange one because this is quite esoteric. And some of what's going on with you here has its roots in the past, because we've got Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself, is like the end, which is the end tail, and the beginning, which is the mouth. And then the mouth has the tail in its mouth. It's that whole sense of going back to something, but also coming forward with something. I know I should be more eloquent, by the way, you know, when I stumble about with a sentence like going back to something and going forward with something. But when you're dealing with a very channeled reading like this, with a lot of kind of magic-y stuff in it, I tend to find that the language just won't do it justice. So I'm just putting in a like disclaimer there that I'm just going to basically talk shit, but it's actually going to make some sense. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands against the 5 of Wands. You are being pushed to a point where you need to have boundaries with somebody, and you need to have boundaries with this whole situation. That may not be the easiest thing. Sagittarians are usually good with boundaries, but often because of Jupiter, your boundaries are created by you distancing yourself from people, because that is an easy thing for a Jupiter inspired person to do, because distance is part of the Jupiter. It's an expanding planet. What I think is going to be required here, and for some of you this might be about relationships, but I'm going to look at romance in a sec, is that instead of doing the normal thing, which is where you kind of gracefully distance yourself from somebody until they can't remember that you were there, they were like, where did they go? And you're like, where did I go? But there's the boundary, is the gap, is that you are going to be called upon to actually come into close contact with somebody and have a conversation about where you stand, about what your 9 of Wands is, about what your bottom line is. Now, it will help you immensely if you've been in this kind of magician territory, so that you can sort out 5D, if you want to call it that. I always feel a bit weird calling it 5D and 3D because all of it's in each other. But let's just say in the everyday world of people and skin and objects and all that kind of empirical stuff, you need to sort this out in that weird world, the other world, the one that we kind of all know about, in your dreams, in your meditations. Get this sorted as to where you want to be. Not what is your 5-year plan, because Sagittarians don't have a 5-year plan. It's like, what? Even the question of a 5-year plan just kills any plan you might have had. But there's a question to ask yourself about, you know, where am I at? And what do I like? And what really turns me on in the world? And how do I head in that direction? And what do I really not like? What do I hate? And what holds me back? And how am I going to explain that to the people or person who's doing that? 9 of Wands. And it may be that some of you end up, and this is really weird, and it may be only for one of you, writing a book about it that then helps other people. Just getting my little angel here that I found on the side. You're going to have that in your reading. Okay, let's have her in the picture. So you may end up working this out and then teaching it to others. Or if this is about, and I'll have a look at your love life now, if this is about relationships, working this out and teaching it to your significant other, which is a strange thing to do. Sagittarians are not normally up for teaching things to their partner, to their romantic person. But I feel like it will work. Okay, love life. Got the Knight of Wands. Ooh. The Queen of Cups. I knew it. Ooh, I've got goosebumps. Is that strange? Well, it's not strange. It's just that I knew it before it came out, which I still find quite strange, but hey. Okay. We've got this is your romantic life, your love life. We've got the King and the Queen of Cups. You're going to be in emotional tune with somebody. This is, I think, is called Orpheus. And he plays this instrument and it's very magnetic, and I think it used to kind of lure people to the underworld or some stuff like that. And then we've got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, and both of them you can see have got their feet kind of in the water while they're on the throne. Both of them are very psychically in tune with what they need to be in tune with. They're also both at the top of their game with emotional literacy and understanding. This is about you and somebody else finding each other and finding that you're both not only on the same page, which you can see, you know how these fields kind of join up with each other. Well, you're not on the same page, you're in the same field, literally. And you're in the same sea. You two understand each other and you're both the magician. Woo, that is weird. If you're single and you haven't met this person yet, they are the key to your lock. I mean, they are absolutely, emotionally, what's been missing. If you've been trudging through some crap relationship with somebody that hasn't fitted, and you've got out of it, as most Sagittarians aren't going to hang around in that for too long, and you're wondering, is anybody ever going to be on my kind of level, on my psychic level? Yes, is the answer to this. This might, for some of you, be somebody you're already involved with. Just wanted to put that in. Look at that. With the Ace of Wands, we've got the energy of sexuality and fire. Fire is something that, of course, you are a fire sign, so you will express yourself through the element of fire. But at the same time, fire is something that's been missing. Also, this could be a water sign person, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But more importantly, the fire that's been missing is now coming back. So this could be a return of passion to a relationship. It could be, one moment, I'm losing my voice. It could be that you finally have something to say to this person and that it has a sense of urgency about it and a sense of fire that's been missing. If you look over here, we've got this Knight of Wands and he's kind of dashing out of the picture. I don't know what's happened to my voice. So have a think to yourself. Is there anything that you're not saying? Because, yeah. Let's see. What do we need to know about the Knight of Wands dashing out of the picture, please? Oh my God. Queen of Wands. Normally, the Queen of Wands represents you, obviously, being the fire sign queen. There's something here where water meets fire and it, of course, makes steam. There's alchemy here. There's alchemy between you and this person. It obviously is going to get pretty steamy, which is nice. But there's this kind of divine element to it where you are both the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Ooh. Then we get the Nine of Swords. What is going on with your love life? Kind of fascinated by it, Sagittarius. And the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I wanted to look at the bottom, and the bottom we have the Star. Again, representing Aquarius, so some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius. But more importantly, the Star is the energy of making something happen and manifesting. The Wheel of Fortune is the same. You are about to have a large uptick in your relationship with somebody. but also in your relationship to the world and who you are and how magical you are. For some of you, this may happen quite suddenly. In fact, for most of you, I think it's going to happen suddenly. And I do feel it's probably linked to the 20th of March when the sun moves into Aries. Now, notice that the two difficult cards are underneath each other. We've got the Five of Wands and we've got the Nine of Swords. I feel like the Nine of Swords, again, are outside forces trying to kind of hold you back. But I do feel that that energy is slipping out of the reading. It's been with you for a few months and I don't think it's going to follow you. I don't think there's much you have to do with this either. I think it's a dying energy. And the energy that's coming in is the energy of the Magician, the energy of the Ace of Wands, and this fantastic union between the King and the Queen of Cups, where you and this other person dive into some kind of... It's like there's nobody else in the world and there's just you two, which I think is a gorgeous energy. I'm going to do your pick a card bit. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at the King and the Queen of Cups and also at the Magician. I'm going to ask what's going on with this person and what is this magical, fabulous connection and what do we need to know? I'm going to spill the tea. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to put numbers 1, 2 and 3 on these. Oh God, I nearly put it upright. Pick a card, they're all upright. I'll have that one, please. Okay. So I don't know how to do computer graphics, so we're going to have the 1, 2 and the 3. Like this, because frankly it's a lot easier. So take a moment and you can have any question you like in your mind, okay? And then choose one of the cards. I'm not going to timestamp it because it's quick, and also you can choose more than one if you want to. Okay, number 1. You get the Hanged Man, Neptune energy. When you get the Hanged Man in this situation, it's a bit like asking yourself, why has this not moved forward yet? You may have been feeling the urge to move forward with something, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's career. And the universe is saying, look around you. And again, connect with the Magician within. That's what the Hanged Man is doing. And look at things from a different angle, which Sagittarians are very good at doing. You're very flexible mentally and spiritually. So look at things from a different angle. And instead of asking, when is it going to happen? Ask yourself, why is it like this? Okay, number 2. Perfect energy. We get the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is like the Queen of Cups on psychic steroids, okay? So suddenly, especially look out for the new moons when they come. Now, we've got, when is the new moon? 20th of March, I think. Is that right? Or is it 21st? New moon in Aries. Oh, that's lush. So we have spring equinox, which you're all going to love anyway. Sun enters Aries on the 20th of March and then a new moon in Aries on the 21st. Look out for this for manifestation. You can make anything happen at this time. And also for any kind of weird or wonderful insights that you're going to get into your situation. Okay, number 2. And number 3. Ooh. Number 3. Pay attention to toxic people in your life, okay? This is Capricorn. And also the devil and the energy of people trying to hold you back. The sort of feeling you can see here, these two people are slaves to the devil that are in this card. And there's a feeling that somebody wants you to be the same. They don't want you to succeed. I've had this around for months for you. It is a dying energy, but sometimes dying energy can kind of kick the door on its way out. So make sure with that Nine of Wands that you are protecting yourself adequately against kind of, I don't want to call it psychic forces because it isn't, it's people. It's the humans, not the psychic things, against toxic people in your environment. That's the best way that I can put it to you. Wowzers, Sagittarius. I'm going to go do your extended. That's the first link in the description box. Do hit the like button if it resonated, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.